happy with. You can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
If you want to continue to be one of those uninformed voters, uninformed people in this world, then change the channel because they're going to give you information you can work with. They got human excrement running all around the place.
Your home smells of feces.
Yes.
People peeing in the streets.
Ooh, do you smell something?
Needles in the streets.
These are not tears. We are vomiting from our eyes.
And yet, what they're worried about? The words you use to call criminals. Because there's a certain stigma they don't want criminals to have to deal with.
Could we talk about something else?
I'm going to give you information that's going to make you have to make a decision, have to do something about what's going on in this country.
Something resembling anything.
If you want to get involved in the conversation, 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Check out my classic podcast. There's so much going on the website, but do something. Get involved.
The Joe Messina Show.
Welcome back to another session of Sanity right here on the Joe Messina Show. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. You know how it goes. You know, one of these days we're going to do a recital. I'm going to have you do that along with me. It's just simple. All right. Third hour, having a lot of fun. I'm having fun. I don't know about you guys. But I'm having a lot of fun because, you know, I'm playing clips from the Democrats out of their mouth, things that they say. It's a lot of fun. Right? And again, the Democrats right now are trying to sell on the floor. They're trying to sell the fact that health care for illegals is perfectly fine. And that we should pay for it no matter how they got, when they got, where they got, right? It never stops. I mean, in all sincerity, it just never stops. And they don't care.
The news comes amidst a bombshell report.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they don't care. Frankly, why should they? All right, 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Yeah, they're not going to change. Nothing is going to change. Now, how about we do a couple of these, right? There's a reporter asking simple questions. The answers make absolutely no sense. And I'm telling you, it's not new. I go through and I grab these, and while I'm grabbing them, my wife will be listening, and she'll go, that's not real. That can't be real. Okay, sure. Take a listen. Let's see what some of these are, right? The debate is lost. You know, slander then becomes the tool. Now listen how these protesters, rioters, whatever you want to call them, right? Listen to how they twist what the initial question is.
How can you say you stand for women's rights while letting biological men compete in women's sports?
Wow, that's transphobic.
If climate change is so urgent, why do liberal politicians and celebrities fly private jets to climate conferences?
That's classic climate denialism. You're ignorant. You claim to support tolerance, but you attack whites, heterosexuals, conservatives, and Christians?
Only a racist, sexist, fascist, Bible pedophile would ask that.
And you say you're the party of workers, but your policies ship jobs overseas. How is that pro-worker?
Sounds like you're a xenophobe who hates immigrants.
Didn't liberals once say they were champions of free speech? Why censor views you don't like?
Because if I don't like it, it's hate speech, and hate speech means you're canceled, erased, and never working again.
Right? I mean, seriously. I love this stuff. I got to tell you. All right. Now, this is gonna get me in a lot of trouble. I don't really care. A couple of these I want to push back on. You know, when you look at the Amish community and communities like it, do you guys understand? Do you realize that they have absolutely no cases of autism, ADHD, any of those? right? What don't they have? They don't have mandated vaccines. And if we've increased from 1 in 10,000 to, I don't know, what was the number? I don't want to, 1 in 300 or whatever it was. I'll have to look. I think it was 1 in 30 who have an effect at a young age. I think it was autism. That's a problem. I mean, it's gone from in the 70s to 1 in 10,000 to where it is today. Now, in Vietnam, until Bill Gates showed up there with his vaccination schedule, guess what they had? There was no such thing as autism in that country. But they'll look at you and they'll say, oh, you're a denier. Oh, no, I'm a realist. When I didn't have one case of it, it wasn't that we weren't checking. When I didn't have one case of it, when I didn't have one kid acting like this, there was no issue. Take a listen. I think he's the prime minister.
Back to Vietnam. Vietnam doesn't have anything. There's no such thing as autism in 1975, in year 2000, year 2001. There's no such thing. When Vietnam signed the WHO, when Vietnam signed into the International Monetary Fund, the banking system, Bill Gates and the Gates Foundation introduced the vaccination program into Vietnam. Now Vietnam has over a 300% rise in autism.
Oh, that can't be. Oh, you're just playing. That can't be true. and I'll be called. Somebody will take this clip and call me denier. But how do you keep denying that? Think about the stuff the left is hell bent on pushing on you. Right? You're transphobic if you push against the operations at an early age. And that you're seeing a rise in detransitioning, and the ones that decide to stay with it are seeing hair loss, joint pain. Look, your body wasn't made to take this. Your female body, your makeup in your body, your muscles, your ligaments, your DNA was not made to handle that level of testosterone. And as a matter of fact, when you start looking at it, look, I've had behavioral specialists on. You guys don't want to listen to them. But when you look at it and you give a female that much testosterone, her brain doesn't know what to do with it. She starts getting more irritated and agitated, more aggressive. And that's okay. Right? No, wrong. Joe Messina Health. Talk more about it on the other side of the break. We'll be right back.
Take as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that trying to name your bike.
How about the Crusher? I guess it's not really crushing anything. The Silver Bolt? No. Oh, what about Pepper? Mysterious. Is it a pet or a condiment? Surprise! It's a motorcycle. No, that's stupid.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'd like to introduce you to our new sponsor, Get the Tea. Get the Tea carries all natural, non-GMO organic teas and supplements made in the USA. Get the Tea's ingredients are the purest available. My favorite is Life Change Tea. Life Change Tea is a gentle daily cleanse containing 12 herbs that when combined really keep things moving. I drink it every day and my energy has never been better. I'm feeling great. Life Change Tea comes in 3 delicious flavors, natural, peppermint, and pomegranate. It's an easy and delicious way to keep your digestion on track. And for those on the go, try D365. D365 is Life Change Tea in a capsule. Drink the tea or take D365 capsules and keep your digestion running smoothly. Go to getthetea.com and enter discount code USA to get 10% off any size order. That's getthetea.com, discount code USA for 10% off your order.
When I started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more.
So go to MyPillow.com or call 800-923-1812 and use promo code AUDIO1 to get the standard MyPillow for only $14.88, the lowest price ever.
Okay, I'm talking funny because I'm in the witness protection program. I have too much credit card debt and I don't want people to find me.
Okay, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about credit card debt. Right, those plastic things that we all have in our wallet. Are you in your 50s or 60s and you're still carrying around a mound of credit card debt? Wouldn't it be nice to start banking that money and save a little money for retirement down the road? We help people restructure their credit card debt all the time. We show people how they can get out of credit card debt in months, not years. Listen, you'll be carrying around credit card debt for the rest of your life unless you deal with it right now. We offer a free consultation so you can learn how you can finally wipe out your credit card debt and start saving money. Give us a free call right now.
Call Debt Solutions Network now. 866-451-3328. 866-451-3328. That's 866-451-3328.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Attention. This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-362-9337. 800-362-9337. That's 800-362-9337.
So far, this show has been awfully slow.
Except for the one I saw you do last Thursday.
When we were coming over here tonight, I was a little concerned about his driving. The minute he got to the wheel, I was worried. The left rear wheel he was going to do.
I look around the room and I realize now, aside from Clint Eastwood, I'm the biggest name here.
And now, the professor of political incorrectness, the naysayer of nonsense, the cure for Democrat dementia, here's Joe Messina.
All right, who doesn't like a good bass line? Stop playing with me. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved. Get engaged. Right? I want you to pay attention to what's going on. Look, if you start paying attention to the little stuff, and all right, many of you said to me, I don't have time. I got kids. I've got this. I've got that. All right, that's fine. All that's fine. But when you start running into trouble, when you start screaming about gas prices, all I can do is say, Well, too bad. And too bad because you won't engage. You won't get involved. You won't engage. What do you want me to do? You know, it's funny because as a school board trustee, people will send me stuff and say, you know, hey, I got this going on. This is what the teacher did. This is what happened here, there, wherever else. And you have to look at them and go, okay, that's great, but I can't do anything for you until you actually until you decide. Look at this stuff, right? Till you decide to speak up. In all seriousness. 855 Real Joe. 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, and truly be part of the solution. I really do want you part of what's happening. Anyway. All right. You know, I am Joe Messina, your host. I just so much I really do appreciate the time that we're spending together. I appreciate the time that you've taken to be on the listening, being part of, because I know there's so much happening. I know there's so much happening out there, and from the emails I get, I know you're paying attention. Seriously, and I appreciate that, because then I'm not having to re-explain everything to you on a regular basis. Again, or you know what? If you don't want to hear your voice, if you don't want to, just send me an email, joe@joemessina.com, joe@joemessina.com. All right? Really that simple. All right. I so much appreciate the time. I really do appreciate the time that you do spend with me. And I mean that. I know sometimes some people just say it, you know, whatever. But no. All right, let me get back to business here. I could ramble on about all of this, but I'm not going to. All right, so we're talking to you about the autism in Vietnam that doesn't exist anymore. And what I mean by that, that does exist now, where it didn't exist anymore. And it happened after Bill Gates showed up to push his vaccination program. So, what does it tell you? We've had other countries say the same thing. They've been lying to us forever. Use your own brain to figure it out. They've been lying to us forever. How about this one? Here's John Kerry telling us back in 2009, we're doomed. It's over. You know what? Eat the chocolate cake. You're not going to have to worry about being overweight here in a couple of years. And what I think is really funny is they keep trying to convince you that you can make changes in a 5-year period that will turn the whole climate thing on its ear. Yeah, turn all the climate stuff on its ear based on in 5 years. So you're going to take hundreds of years of us abusing the earth, and we're going to turn around and fix that in 5 years. And by the way, Mr. Kerry, the earth has been around a heck of a lot longer than you. It did need our help in the beginning, and it doesn't need our help now.
5 years, scientists predict we will have the first ice-free Arctic summer. That exposes more ocean to sunlight. Ocean is dark. It consumes more of the heat from the sun.
The ocean is dark? Anybody ever hear that before? Ocean is dark? I wouldn't have known that. Thank you.
Light, which then accelerates the rate of the melting and warming rather than the ice sheet and the snow that used to reflect it back up into the atmosphere.
09, 5 years, carry the 2, take away 1, and yeah, it's still there. Actually, it's growing, but it's still there. They're so bad at this, it is almost funny. Except if they didn't have so many people, listening to them, right? It's just amazing. Okay, now, I didn't title this, so I don't want to hear it. But the reason I'm playing this particular clip is because it shows you exactly where we're at in the education world, right? I mean, I love it. Take a listen. These are young ladies that have been educated in this country.
Or homeless. Just buy a house.
If you saved $1 a day.
All right. she said, if you're homeless, why don't you just buy a house? Yeah, let that sink in. That's logic. That's that's where they're going nowadays. Take a listen.
If you're homeless, just buy a house.
If you saved $1 a day for a year, do you know how much money you'd have? Roughly $30,000. If you
$1 a day? I don't know how that happens.
go to a restaurant and you're like, oh, what am I going to eat for dinner? Like, that's the wrong mindset. You should be thinking, how can I buy this restaurant?
In my day-to-day life, I don't need a man to fix my car. I'll just go to the mechanic.
Yeah, you just go to the mechanic because you don't need a man. So if the mechanic's a man, will you not take it there? I'm just curious. I don't know how this works. My brain can't twist this to make it work. But these are the people graduating from high school and college.
What country the Great Wall of China is in?
Country?
Yeah.
Japanese?
Yes.
If NASA says it's too hot to go to the sun, then why don't we go at night when the sun turns off?
You're not a joke. Nobody's played around here. Right? I'm not kidding. Nobody's played around. These are real clips of human beings. God. All right. On a serious note, you know how I feel about the about transgenderism and what we're doing to our kids. And you know what? I'm not going to play this now. I'll play it when we come back. But I mean, in all seriousness, there's no reason. There's no reason to have kids transition at a young age. Absolutely none. And when I play the clip, you'll see why. Be back in a few minutes. Don't go far.
Attention homeowners. It's not if something's going to break, it's when. That's home ownership. If your dryer, your refrigerator, or your AC and heating breaks, that's an expensive call. And who do you call? Make it easy on yourself and call Choice Home Warranty. We've already done the research and have access to 25,000 technicians that can be at your home quickly. We've covered close to 2 million homes in the United States. There's a good chance your neighbors work with us. Call us right now before the next breakdown. We'll tell you everything that's covered in your home and give you the first month free with our ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and learn how to get your free month.
800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. That's 800-378-2250.
Limitations and exclusions apply. First month free with purchase of single plan. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for more details.
Life is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. But here's one thing you can control: making sure your loved ones are protected if the unexpected happens. At easyplans.com, we make getting life insurance, well, easy. In just a few minutes, you can apply online and buy direct. No awkward phone calls, no confusing jargon, and no agent will contact you unless you request help. Just clear, affordable coverage, designed to fit your life and your budget. Fast approval, flexible plans, and unlike other online insurance sites, Easy Plans won't sell your information to others. So no endless phone calls and text messages. Whether you're just starting a family, buying a home, or thinking ahead, EasyPlans.com has you covered. EasyPlans.com. We make buying life insurance, well, easy.
America's News Update. I'm John Schaefer. Senate lawmakers weighing competing plans to keep the government funded. Democrats want funding through October 31st, while Republicans support a House-approved measure extending it to November 21st. Without an agreement, a partial government shutdown will begin Wednesday at 12:01 a.m., furloughing tens of thousands of federal workers. President Trump unveiled a new website, Trump RX, aimed at lowering prescription drug costs.
Pharmaceutical companies make 75% of their profits from the United States.
Speaking from the Oval Office today, he said Americans have long paid too much for medications. The site will let people buy certain drugs at government-negotiated prices. Trump also announced a deal with Pfizer to reduce costs. President Trump says the U.S. military is reawakening the warrior spirit. Speaking to top officers in Quantico, Virginia, he promised a stronger, faster force in the years ahead.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
The thoughts of others screech at them like the forced laughs of a billion art house movie patrons.
Thus they travel from world to world, making everyone stupid in order to wipe out all thought in the universe.
My God, they're like flying televisions.
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure. 855 Real Joe. Come on, happy music. What's up? Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855 Real Joe. 855-732-5563. Get engaged. Get involved. Be part of the solution. I want you part of the solution. I want you to make a change. I want you to make a difference. And you do that by getting informed. Once you get informed, simply put, don't hold back. Don't wait. Okay? I mean, seriously, you got people all over the place that get information and they don't want to tee off family and they don't want to do this and they don't want to do that. And it's like, come on. Lighten up. Fight for your kids. That's really what you should be doing. You should be fighting for your kids. Right? And it truly is that simple. Simple. All right. I got so much going. I got too much going on is what it is. That's the biggest. Oh, hey, that would help, huh? Maxine Waters is at it again. I don't know how much you guys like her. She basically said the Democrats are forcing the government shutdown over health care for illegals. And she's not interested in what or how it hurts the American people. Right? Take a listen.
Democrats want to prioritize the health care of illegal aliens over a government shutdown because if the government does shut down, Americans...
Excuse me, stop it right there. We're not prioritizing. What we're doing is saying simply we want to keep the government open and we want to work with the Republicans and have a bipartisan agreement to keep this government open, and health care is at the top of our agenda.
But aren't Democrats demanding health care for illegal aliens?
Democrats are demanding health care for everybody. We want to save lives. We want to make sure that health care is available to those who would die, but having the help of their government.
So you're good with the government shutdown, even if it means giving health care to people who aren't American citizens?
Well, that's what you're pushing on. What you're trying to do is you're standing here.
I wish I had the whole clip. You're standing here trying to say that all we want to do, you're making it all about the American people. Yes, because it's American taxpayer dollars, of course. Right? Of course we don't want We want to make sure that Americans are taken care of and taken care of properly first, that our veterans aren't sleeping in the streets, that they're not having medical issues that aren't being taken care of. Why? Because we simply don't have the money. I mean, seriously. I know it's irritating as heck. Because they don't care. It's not their money. They get paid no matter what. They're paying their bill. Matter of fact, many of those people get paid between $180,000 and almost $200,000 a year, plus their multi-million-dollar staff. They're doing fine. Don't have to worry about them. They're going to sleep fine. They'll have the heat will be on in their place, or the air conditioning, whatever it is that they need. Right? Oh yeah, it never stops. And they say this stuff with a straight face. I don't know how. Anyway, you remember what's his name? The mayor, Brandon Johnson out of Chicago. He actually praised a woman who was convicted in killing a police officer during a 1973 traffic stop, right? And a video posted to social media on Monday. Well, the Cuban government announced Thursday that Joan Chesmard, also known as Assata Shakur, she died in Havana, and Johnson was asked about a post by Chicago Teachers Union praising her during the Monday press conference. He said Assata Shakur is an important person in the black liberation movement who has repeatedly claimed her innocence. So because she claimed it, she is? Great. So glad to hear that. So that means every J6 person who said they were innocent are innocent and you can't do anything about it. Got it. There you go. FBI Director Kash Patel criticized those who mourned Chesmard in the Sunday Post. He said Joanne Chesmard didn't fight for justice. She murdered New Jersey State Trooper Weena Forrester in cold blood. Cold blood. It wasn't resisting arrest. Cold blood. Then fled to Cuba to escape accountability. The FBI never stopped calling her what she was, a terrorist. Mourning her is spitting on the badge and the blood of every cop who gave his life in service. He's right. He's 100% right. Chesmard was wanted for bank robbery and other felonies prior to the 73 traffic stop that turned into a shootout with New Jersey state troopers. Johnson's praise for the convicted cop killer came out Friday at the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility in Chicago after the multiple attacks there on ICE facilities and the deadly shooting in Dallas. These guys have no awareness. Seriously. Right? Prior to the Wednesday shooting, there were 2 previous incidents where shots were fired at ICE and or Border Patrol facilities. Right? Go back to July 4th when 10 people being charged with attempted murder. In connection with the former incident, the Dallas ICE facility received a bomb threat in August. All content created by the Daily Caller and News Foundation, who puts this stuff out. You know, I've checked it 2, 3, 4 times with other sources. So when some of you say to me, well, you know, that was the story you told was about so-and-so, I don't just do one. I go check in other sites. And if there's too much of a variation in all of them, I don't do the story. Anyway. Oh, the Democrats are having a pearl-clutching moment. Right? Because of Mike Johnson's reaction to people losing health care. See, again, because of people losing health care. I mean, should we be cutting checks for health care to the what? I mean, people live in Africa and maybe Greece and Italy and all that. Maybe we should take all that on. What do you think? Representative Madeline Dean of Pennsylvania said that she marched into the office to talk to Speaker Mike Johnson on Tuesday. She tried to reason with him about averting a government shutdown, but it became clear to her that he just didn't care. Right. He didn't care about spending American tax dollars on people who haven't spent a nickel, put a nickel into the system. Matter of fact, many of them taking nickels, not nickels, tens of thousands out of the system, and now you want to give them health care too. Got it. All right. While we have our veterans sleeping in the streets, on the sidewalks, in tents. Great. Makes total sense to me. She said, I implored the Speaker that he should have brought his members right here so that there was a chance to solve this without shutting the government down. We'd have been able to do that. But in the absence of that, by him sending everybody home on vacation, you know how many times the Democrats went home on vacation with legislation hanging, with things hanging? The self-righteousness goes nowhere anymore. It's a joke. They don't really mean it. Anyway, he caused a shutdown. Why? Because he sent them home. She noticed that members also tried to introduce legislation during the pro forma session this morning, but the few Republicans in the chamber ensured that that effort was also shut down. So Republicans had shut this down, not Democrats. You see, they're good at this. They've had a lot of practice. So I'm saying they're really good at this. She said, much more importantly, what I said to him, you owe the American people honesty. He tried to argue with me this is a clean resolution. It is. Right? Number one, my constituents don't care about a CR. They wonder why we aren't trying. He's right. Why aren't we doing the long-term bills that we need to do to cover the budget? Why? Been 28 years. And in 28 years, who's had control? Most of the time, who's had total control? We don't. And by the way, will you stop saying we have control of the Senate and the House? We barely have control of the House, which is okay. We don't have control of the Senate. We need 60 votes in the Senate to make things happen. That's simple. Now, she said that people also shouldn't be fooled by the idea that the bill is clean, as in the bill does nothing more than raise the debt ceiling. In fact, the bill has additional cuts to government, particularly to Medicare. No. See, when she says that it's the cuts are to Medicare, Medicaid, and along with the Affordable Care Act, she's right. But it's to illegals. Really that simple. So what's the problem? Joe Messina, your host. We'll be back.
Right now, you can eliminate odors, mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses in your home with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules that seek out and destroy odors. The Thunderstorm doesn't mask or cover up bad smells, it eliminates them, leaving that fresh, clean smell, just like after a thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is small, plugs right into the wall, and fits in the palm of your hand. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you want clean, fresh air. It even includes a USB cord for your car or truck. Right now, save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200, a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
Attention timeshare owners. Tired of the financial stress? Were you misled by the salesperson? Don't or can't use your timeshare anymore? If any of these apply to you, then you may qualify for timeshare cancellation and get the relief you need now. Timeshare Defense Attorneys is the #1 affordable fixed fee legal solution in the country, with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. That's certainly better than my grades. They even offer a 100% client satisfaction guarantee. Let one of their experienced lawyers evaluate your case and explain the process. If they take you as a client, they'll work on your case until it's resolved in your favor. Guaranteed. Expect great service and a close working relationship with your lawyer, keeping you informed every step of the way, protecting your rights, interests, and even your credit. It's that simple. Even a kid like me can understand it. The consultation is free. Call today.
800-875-1853. 800-875-1853. That's 800-875-1853.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use promo code TREAT at checkout, and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. Plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. That's 800-871-3291.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215.
You live here? Yes. Well, maybe you know what a zombie is. When a person dies and is buried, it seems there are certain voodoo priests who have the power to bring him back to life.
Horrible.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring. You mean like Democrats?
All right, we are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL Joe. Whoa. 855-732-5563. I do appreciate the time that you're spending with us here on the air, in the chat room, texting and tweeting, and just being part of the conversation, part of the solution, as I always say. And I do appreciate the time you're with me. You know, I mean, seriously, I got to tell you, as long as you follow what I tell you to do, when I say that, I don't mean do what I tell you to do or else. I mean, you know, just getting information, how to get information, how to talk through it, how to make sure that you know, the information you're getting is real and true. Right? Anyway. Well, 3 members of the Senate Democrat caucus broke with Senate Democrat leader Chuck Schumer and voted for a House Republican-drafted bill to fund government through November 21st. This reveals that there are divisions among the Democrats about how to aggressively confront the Trump administration. Yeah, they're doing it all wrong. Senator Catherine Cortez Maestro of Nevada, a member of the Senate Democratic leadership team, she joined John Fetterman and Senator Angus King from Maine, an independent who caucuses with the Democrats, in voting with the GOP funding proposal. It needed 60 votes to advance, but it only had 55. Now, Cortez Masto said that she didn't want to add to the difficulties of the constituents already struggling with high costs and slowing economy by risking a government shutdown. I love that, though. Slowing economy. Yeah, got it. The administration doesn't care about Nevadans, but I do. That's why I can't support a costly shutdown that would hurt Nevada families and hand even more power to the reckless administration, she said. She said a government shutdown would force tens of thousands of Nevada military personnel, union members, law enforcement agents, and so on to work without pay, and that's not right. Well, they're right. I think we should give them combat pay. Give them interest on the money. I mean, it's ridiculous what they're doing. King called a vote to keep the government open, one of the toughest of his Senate career. Why? Why? Because you don't want to save money for the American people? You don't want to give $1.5 trillion to people who haven't paid into the system and they're mostly drawing on the system? Seriously? The irony, the paradox is by shutting the government down, we're actually giving Trump more power. And that was why I voted yes. I did not want to hand Donald Trump and Russell Vought and Stephen Miller additional power to decimate the federal government, he said. Right? King pointed to Trump's statement in the Oval Office threatening to do irreversible damage to the Democrat priorities. Right. Irreversible damage. You know what they mean? In a shutdown like this, where the government is actually shut down, Trump has the unfettered power to fire people and to shut down certain things during the shutdown. He said we can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them, irreversible for them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things. Look, why is it that we have cutting-edge technology? We have spent $1 billion in updating our computer systems. And many times you can't even get a hold of a human. You type 1 for this, you hit 2 for that, 3 for this, type it. You don't need it. I'm not suggesting people should just lose their jobs en masse. That's not the goal here. But you can't tout how great your technology is, right? And they say we can't get rid of anybody. You needed more people to handle the influx. Now you got computers that'll do it. Cortez, Mastro, and King voted against the House-passed bill when it first came up for a vote on September 19th. Fetterman was the only Democrat to vote for it. He's repeatedly said that he wants to avoid a government shutdown. He warned fellow Democrats about overplaying their hand. Yes, too late. Pennsylvania Senator on Tuesday warned that a shutdown would empower President Trump to gut Democratic priorities, enable White House Budget Director Russell Vought to implement Project 2025. Yeah, I know. They're still hanging on that. The president has a lot of levers he could pull. This is one he could pull. But why would he pull that lever? Because that allows him to pull a lot more levers. That's why. I think that would be an ideal. Now, Senator Republicans hailed the 3 defections as a sign that Schumer has a weaker political position. There are some Democrats who are very unhappy with the situation. Senate Majority Leader John Thune, for instance, said at a press conference, we need another 5 Democrat votes to pass the stopgap. We need 8 total. Republicans control 53 Senate seats, but need 8 Democrat votes to pass the funding bill. Now, the continuing resolution needs 60 to pass. Thune said he would schedule additional votes on the House passed funding measure in the days ahead. There are others out there, I think, who don't want to shut down the government, but they're putting them in a position by their own leadership. You need to call and make them. Actually, I don't want you to call. Wait. No, seriously, wait. You know why? Because the longer you wait to pass that bill, the more people he gets to fire. Isn't that wonderful? Don't you think that's great? Just how stupid that this whole thing is. Right? And then there were more than a dozen senators on Monday night who voted with Senate Democrats to reject invoking a cloture on a bill that seeks to permanently end government shutdowns. Now, Wisconsin Republican Senator Ron Johnson, he introduced the Eliminate Shutdowns Act, which would keep the federal government funded at its existing level in 2-week increments until lawmakers passed the 12 appropriation bills. See, they're already there. They refuse to sign them, but they're already there. You know, and the legislation came knowing that tonight's shutdown was possible. And if no continuing resolution is reached, what happens? The vote was 61-37 with 2 members not voting. Here are the 14 Republicans who voted with the Democrats to block the Senator Johnson's bill. I mean, it's just amazing. Senate Majority Leader John Thune blocked it. Arkansas John Boozman, Bill Cassidy, Susan Collins, Deb Fisher, Cindy Hyde-Smith, Mitch McConnell. Gee, this is a shock. This is the whole, Lisa Murkowski, we knew that was coming, right? Rand Paul. You know, when Rand Paul votes against something, I don't have the same feeling I do with some of the others. Because Rand is like a tax hawk, right? So anything he thinks is going to raise it at all is a problem. I get it. Anyway, and the problem with that bill, in my mind, quick thought, is how long was there an ending point? Right? It just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And the 2 weeks, and does it ever end? And while all this is going on, here's ready? Shock, surprise, horror. While all this is going on, the DNC chair called for D.C. Puerto Rico statehood. Right? Really, because that would give them what? 4 more senators. Come on, heavy Dem. And D.C., these Maronis don't get this. They really don't. This is the part that makes me nuts. This is the part that proves that they have never read the Constitution. All right? You'd have to change the Constitution to make D.C. a state. And by the way, 93% of D.C. is Democrat. So he called for abolishing the filibuster. These were the guys that were all over this, when Obama was president. Right? You can't get rid of the filibuster. It needs to stay. Oh, wait a minute. It's in our way now. It needs to go. Right? Anyway, Democrats should push for Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico to gain statehood if they return to power before labeling the Trump administration a fascist regime during an interview. Isn't that funny? So the DNC chair could call it a fascist regime, and it's not violence. But but if the Republicans call somebody fascist, that's calling for violence. I'm just saying what J.B. Pritzker said. Martin told the former DNC chair, Jamie Harrison, on his podcast, the Democrats were following the guardrails of democracy. Right? He argued Republicans had already abandoned them. Right. We abandoned democracy when we signed the Constitution. That's when we abandoned it. When we get into power next time, we better make sure that D.C. is a state and that Puerto Rico is a state, that we eliminate the filibuster rule. We get rid of these antiquated rules that in the past made sense, but now they don't. Well, D.C. is not an antiquated rule. It's constitutional. And our founding fathers specifically didn't want that area around the legislative body to be controlled by anybody in particular. Do some homework. Check it out. Tell me if I'm lying. Joe Messina, your host. God bless, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Don't do anything stupid, because I want you back here with me tomorrow.